there's a large community out there that absolutely does the exact opposite of Mad Money's creator and crazy man, Jim Cramer. Today, he talks about crypto. What did he say? And I know what you're thinking right off the bat. He has said he hated it, he loved it, he invested in it, he liked this coin, that coin. We're gonna find out what is his latest rant about crypto. We're also gonna talk about Michael Saylor. Yes, we're thinking he did step down for a reason now, and that reason has surfaced. And there's a lot of NFT news, which we're gonna bring in producer Emmy, kind of go over it. All this today on OG Crypto and NFTs. Welcome everyone, my name is Troy. And Monday through Saturday, we go over the latest in crypto assets as well as NFTs. Now, before we jump into this, please hit that subscribe button. We really would appreciate it as we want to grow this channel. Also, hit that like button. Anytime you see something you like, go ahead and like this particular channel. Let's jump right into it. Jim Cramer, the man, the myth, the legend, the fraudster, some of the crazy stuff's come out of his mouth. He was on today on his show, Mad Money. And what did he have to say about crypto? Let's go tune in and kind of listen to a minute or so or 43 seconds here of what Jim had to say.
Put it on the side of the television screen anymore. Won't need, or maybe should. I think it's time we start questioning the fundamentals of crypto. And I don't like when we question the dot-com movement in 2000, 2001. When all things crypto took off with great fanfare, like the dot-com bombs, we were told that they were stores of value, that they meant something, that they would be around for a long time. I believe that rap. 300 of them went out of business. I'm at least big enough to admit that this time I was wrong about crypto. I wish the real promoters would do the same. Just because you make money in it, which I was fortunate enough to do, doesn't necessarily mean that it's for real. But now the big ones, Bitcoin and Ethereum, are cascading.
So let's just kind of go over what he has to say here. He made money in crypto, and let's go back it up. So in 2020, he said that crypto was a scam. Then he came back when the bull market was around. He said, "Oh, I think crypto is good," and of course he jumped right into it and talked about buying Ethereum and Bitcoin back at the very, very end of last year when it had peaked. And now less than a year later, he's saying that crypto is a scam. It's going to zero. It's kind of just ridiculous. I know there's a lot of people out there that really listen to him, and everything that Jim Cramer has to say, they will do the opposite because he seems to be more wrong than right. And that little cult that's out there laughs at him. So after listening to Jim Cramer here, I feel so much more conviction in the crypto industry. And I'm so happy that he is out of it. Now, we're going to probably call him out for probably 6 months to a year. The second it pumps, he'll be right back in it. We know Jim is a bandwagoner. He's been a bandwagoner of many, many stocks and actually cryptocurrencies over the years. So we'll kind of, if he wants to put the money back in there, we'll kind of let him back into that bandwagon. But at this point, he has just jumped off with both feet. And he's expecting that crypto would go to zero. Next article here is Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor has been in deep doo-doo now for a while. Michael Saylor actually, he bought with his digital, what is it called? Digital MicroStrategies. I'm sorry. With his company MicroStrategies, he had bought in Bitcoin off his profits, and he built up this little empire of billions of dollars of crypto. Then he found some sucker to allow him to borrow money, and what does he do? At $32,000, he just takes all 400 million of it and he jumps in with it. Now, I don't know if that was the smartest thing to do, and hindsight is 2020, and it was really stupid actually. So that margin call shows that if Bitcoin goes down to $4,000, his entire Bitcoin empire will get liquidated to pay off that $400 million loan. I don't know what he's thinking here or what he thought there. He just actually prompted up the market more than anything else, but he's just going to be a casualty of it if it really goes down and really gets crushed. But what's happened here is that now the Washington, D.C. District of Columbia says that he actually lived there during many years and he never paid taxes there. And so they're saying that he evaded and has tax fraud on him. Now, they also sued MicroStrategy, saying that they helped him, give up different addresses where he had paid taxes at, but he didn't really pay taxes where he should have paid them, which was a District of Columbia. We think that this is the reason why he stepped down as CEO of MicroStrategies. He knew it was coming. He was going to be embarrassed. It's as if you want to stay clean. I know that Bitcoin isn't his number one business. It's software, but he's becoming such a polarized celebrity that he can't make any bad decisions and bad steps now without it being, blown up. And so he continues to have some skeletons in the closet, and here is one of them that just hit right now. They want $25 million right now from him, and they want him to pay back taxes. Next article. So going forward here, I think we're going to bring in producer Emmy. These are all NFT articles that are coming up. Producer Emmy, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. You know what? I looked at your phone and I can't find it at the moment. There it is. It looks like you might need a new case for it.
It does look like that. I agree. So as we've covered before, our audio issue, the mic doesn't like me. As we covered before, Bored Apes are super hot right now, and this is another company that's popular that, as we saw, Happy Dad, the seltzer.
Yes.
Last week they did like a collab and a seltzer with the Bored Apes. So when I saw that case, I believe how you say company, they're really popular. They make kind of expensive cases. That.
Yes.
Oh, okay, let's show the browser. So yeah, as you can see, these are the products that they offer. You can get a case for your phone. You can get a case for your tablet. You can get a hoodie. You can get a sport deck. Hi everyone. There's a lot of different things that there is. The price is slightly more expensive. Usually about $75, as you about one.
Well, when I go to the mall, they're like $1 or $2.
So this is like a nicer company.
This is a nicer company, and obviously you're paying for royalties.
And you're paying for royalties,
right? And having Bored Ape Yacht Club.
So what I thought was really interesting about this is it doesn't actually say Bored Ape Yacht Club. The collection is called
To the Moon.
To the Moon. And it says the world's most sought after ape. So I think there's some sort of marking around Bored Ape Yacht Club. Image is different. So I think that's really interesting. And yeah, Casey is lab. I think that's really interesting. Popular.
I mean, Bored Ape Yacht Club is by far, to me, the most popular collection out there. For community wise. I know that the CryptoPunks were one of the first, and I think some OG CryptoPunks are like, oh yeah, I'm that's the shit. But at this moment, the Bored Ape Yacht Club has really, taken over, and they have their own metaverse. Called the outer side. No. Other side.
Other side.
Got it. Other side.
Got it.
It's a Doors song. Break on.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So tell us what's next here.
Okay, next. Next we have the MTV Metaverse performance. So we covered, I want to say last week, that their MTV. If you're like, what? That.
Yeah.
It means that there was a few big mainstream artists that did Metaverse and that space.
Yes.
Music. So those people nominated and pop band Blackpink.
What's a K-pop band?
Pop is Korean.
Got it.
It's actually one of the countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting, right?
Wow. Yeah. I mean, looking at the pictures, I wouldn't even think they're Korean.
Yeah. No, they are.
Okay.
This picture, like, there's.
Got it.
Yeah. they're really cool. They've had some bigger songs even collab with Lady Gaga.
Got it.
Mhm.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, super. And then next, I'm gonna show them. And
Okay.
so, CoinDesk reported that there is a collection that's sold.
It's a Bill Murray collection.
Yeah, so it's called Bill Murray.
Beer with Bill.
Right, Beer with Bill. And this is really interesting. So last night, the bidding war and the money that was raised for charities.
That is cool.
And it's that they. And what I think is towards you.
Why? Because you.
Yeah, it's there we go. Just so they can see.
Yes.
So this is really interesting because this NFT is a specific
Okay.
where the winner gets to go and have a bidder.
So high bidder.
Yes, the highest bidder.
Right.
Whoever wins the auction gets to go.
Yes,
Okay?
that's awesome.
And the artist that made this NFT, a picture of you having your beer
with Bill Murray,
and you get to keep it forever.
That's awesome.
It's
It's
so
a
cool.
one-on-one too.
And it's a one-on-one.
It's a one-on-one. That's awesome.
I think this is so neat.
What I really like. Bill Murray is synonymous with Chicago, right?
Yes.
He's Chicago, South Side, the whole 9 yards. And so last year I went to a sports memorabilia convention, which was the largest in the country.
Wow.
And so I stayed at a hotel. In the hotel, their bar / where you can eat, like a little diner, was Bill Murray's diner.
Are you serious?
It was.
Oh my
And so
God.
all this Bill Murray stuff's everywhere. I'm like, dude, I love him. He's like, once in a while he pops in and says hi. And I'm like, oh my gosh. That was awesome. It was literally like kitty corner from the Chicago Convention Center. But that's what really, I'm back in the SNL days from the very first season, where there was, all these crazies, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, John Belushi, all those crazy days when those guys were doing this. And so it was really cool to see that, he's still around. He's got his own bar,
I think
he's relevant.
He's still very relevant. So a few years ago, there was viral about him going behind the bar, and no matter what you ordered, he poured you a
Yes, that's awesome.
So this kind of reminds me of like that type of story.
Yes.
So it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Super. All right, let me show them. And next story.
Tell us about Front House.
Okay, so Front of House is they're a platform together a $1,000 NFT that provides an.
And what is that exclusive perk?
This exclusive perk is really interesting.
Free bacon?
It's a little cooler than free bacon. You'll get your bacon faster. Right.
Okay.
So this restaurant, Dame Restaurant, they must have a very, because if you purchase an NFT at the line whenever.
For $1,000 to get to cut the line. But I don't know. Where's Dame at?
I don't. On our side, this isn't.
Okay.
So it's an NYC. You know how like those hot restaurants.
Got it. Oh yeah.
So that they could have like a month wait.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go up and cut the line whenever.
With your NFT.
With your NFT.
So it has utility. It has real utility.
Incredible utility.
That's awesome.
It's so cool. I thought this. I don't know if $1,000 is like worth it, but
well, I mean, you're not the Gen Z that's made $1 million in crypto and the thousands just a drop in the hat to go to the place. Yes. She's learning.
I'm learning.
She's learning.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this is really interesting, and I'm curious what other.
All right. Awesome.
All right, so our last one. This is from NFT Plaza, and I think NFT.
Okay.
This one is talking about NFT.
Right. That makes sense.
It's not like your name all of them.
Right.
They're not going to put.
Right.
But it would have like.
Right.
So there will be ways to identify you, but not like.
Right. So if I were to go and if we're really going to look at this, we're finding that there's so much utility cases out there for NFTs. One of them obviously is medical records. We did talk about land deeds, with XRP. But what's first is going to be identity. That's what they're trying to crack right now. So I can use an NFT as an identity. There's a few steps before we get into medical records and get into maybe even use cases like for driver's licenses or for insurances, for insurance purpose. We have a couple things. One is identity. So once we crack the identity code with NFTs, then we need to have some kind of, I don't want to say security is the name of it, but you want some kind of invisibility, meaning that, if we get a MetaMask wallet right now, it's 32 digits long. Well, if I were to go and KYC myself, meaning I'm getting my personal information to prove who I actually am, well, that 32 digits, once it's KYC, then when I take it everywhere I go, it doesn't, the person actually looking at me and at that NFT doesn't know exactly that's me, just knows that I am KYC, right? And then if it gets down to medical records, then that code then can be decoded and somebody on the other end goes, okay, I know who that is. I can then attach medical records to that NFT. And then you can walk around with it. So there's a couple of steps before we get into the use case of medical records. But once we get past those two things, we're going to see the use case go crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, we talked about putting a disc in your skin, or all the Bible the bad Bible, crazy stuff. Where we have retina scans, we have thumb scans, but those will be more where there's actually something versus having okay, well, I have my cryptocurrency or I have my wallet kind of in my skin, right? So I'm actually the person who owns it, and I'm walking around with the wallet, yet it's not in my back pocket. It's somewhere within my person. So I really, this is obviously a use case for it. I mean, everything's digitized. I personally think everything's digitized at somewhere by 20. You're going to see a huge adoption towards it by 2040, 2050, where our kids won't even know what we even went through back right.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you, and I think it's how we're seeing adoption.
Yeah,
it's like happening more and more, faster and faster. Funny because that stat that said
right.
Yet adoptions.
Well, let's go one step further. How many can just give you probably 5%, but 95% can. There's probably 50% that's seen in it. Check out this NFT and they go, oh, it's cool. And they think, well, it's a JPEG, right? They don't know if it's utility. JPEG you don't really own, right? It's just out there for anyone to use, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the only way you can stop people from actually, changing anything is locking it up, right? Adobe, you can lock it up, or they can't do it, but it's not. There's no ownership attached to it. So I'm excited about it. They're talking about it now. There's probably another 1,000 uses of NFTs that haven't really been talked about, but you can just see this happening. And on top of this, it's all going to be truths on the first time it's put on. Every other time afterwards, whatever happens, you just enter it to a database, gets locked into a blockchain, and gets connected to.
I think it's.
Yes.
We have that issue.
Right.
Imagine if it wouldn't even.
This wouldn't be a thing. You would simply go, okay, pay me, right? And you would simply have your wallet, and you go.
Here's your $33.
Right, state of California. Yeah. Well, awesome.
Super cool.
Super cool.
That's all we have for you guys today.
We'll be back tomorrow. So check us out on our other social media platforms.
Yes, we are on TikTok. We are on
Instagram.
We are on
Facebook. He's only worked here for a couple months. She just doesn't know everything.
We do so many things here for lots of companies.
Well, you guys take care and have a fantastic, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.